Typically, when somebody's recording any kind of reel, might point the camera in portrait mode at themselves so that they can see themselves using the front screen. But
less the background blur and the light and exposure and the settings that you dial in your phone, but also good sound quality. So long as you have a microphone being fed into your phone. So what typically happens is people pull out their phone and they start recording video, and typically they'll record using the front-facing camera. And if they've done things like properly and they're used to recording stuff on their phones, and they're part of Gen Z or newer, then it'll look something like this. Whereas people who tend to be older, millennials and younger, or rather millennials and older, ends up looking something like this. The camera's pointing up their nostrils. Nobody wants to see that. So instead of recording with your front-facing camera, which is not necessarily the best quality footage that you'll get, instead, you record footage with the actual main camera. And now this is going to pose a challenge because the reason that we go with this particular angle is because we can see ourselves. And so we know that we're in frame. But when we use the main camera of the phone, we don't know that we're in frame. So I'm going to give you a quick solution for that. So first, when you do a selfie, get yourself one of those small makeup or portable mirrors that when you go like this, you're able to see whether or not you're in frame. So that way, you can record your reels and you can get the best quality footage possible. And this is typically what it's going to end up looking like. Now, one of the things that this forces you to do, assuming that you are framed up, what this forces you to do is it forces you to look into the lens of the camera, because normally what people will do, so it's natural for, if we're able to see ourselves in a monitor, it's natural for us to want to look away, right? Because I'm looking at myself right now, as opposed to looking straight at the lens. Here now, when I'm recording myself in a reel or something, I am forced to look at the lens. So now it allows you to be more personable with your audience, because now you're looking into the camera as opposed to looking at yourself if you're looking away from it. And so that's one of the first tips that you want to do. Now, most cameras, they have a feature. I know with the Google Pixel 7 and Google Pixel 7 and 8, and the Samsung phones, as well as the iPhone, I think 14 and newer. There's a feature in a lot of these new phones called blur. And what background blur does is that it gives you an artificial background blur, kind of like you're shooting on a professional camera. Now, granted, this does look like a cell phone, but now you've got some of that artificial blur to kind of separate you from the background. It looks significantly better than what it looked like before. Now, but there's one more tip, or rather two more things that I want to address here with relation to recording footage for reels or for social in terms of vertical content. One of those is getting yourself a microphone. Now, in my case, one of the microphones I would highly recommend is something from DJI. Now, DJI, as of this recording, recently released version 2 of these microphones. And so therefore, this is version 1. Version 1 is excellent. I would recommend you just go ahead and buy version 1, because now they're going to be priced down from, I think version 1, when I bought these were just over $300. And the good thing is that these, it's like an Apple AirPod case, but it's for microphones. It's got 2 transmitters, and it's got a receiver. And so in this case, you can take your microphone, right, plug it into your cell phone as such. It doesn't matter if you have Apple or Android. You can get the appropriate, it comes with both connectors. Some people like to clip it to their baseball hat or just kind of their scarf. You don't have to. What I like to do is I'll take the body of the microphone, I'll put it up against my person as such, and then I'll put the magnet on the undershirt as such, right? And so now this microphone is here. And so let me go ahead and enable the microphone on my phone, because you'll have to select that the microphone is connected. And when I go ahead, I frame myself up. I know I'm framed up because I'm seeing my reflection on my glass board over there. And I am now recording, and I am recording with relation to the audio that's being directly fed into my camera. One of the things that would definitely help is you get yourself a gimbal. Doesn't necessarily have to be this gimbal, but I like this gimbal for the purposes of Reels because it's got this AI tracking unit that will follow you regardless of where you're at. So if you want to make sure that you're framed up, this would be the tool to use. And so the way that I would go about this is, let me just go ahead and attach the with the microphone. Boom. All right. So this is the gimbal. I've got it loaded up. Now, one of the things I like about this gimbal is this AI module. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn this AI module around so that it can face me as such. And what this allows me to do is I just have to go like this. And now it's essentially going to follow me wherever I'm at. So I'm just going to go into blur mode, right? Boom. And then I go ahead and press record. And now I will essentially be framed up. So I don't necessarily have to worry about whether or not I am in focus. And if ever I want to adjust something, and this is one of the cool parts about if you want to record some reels for social media, if you have a gimbal that'll follow you while you're getting some good quality audio being fed into it, this is the way to do it. And so now this covers almost everything with relation to what you need to know to record good quality reels if you're going to be sending the footage over to somebody who's going to be posting it online for you. This is essentially the best thing that you can give them so that, they're working with something that is of good quality. So yeah, hope you found that of value. That's basically all you need to know in order to create good quality content while also creating reels that where you're framed up. The background, you got some blurry background to give you a little bit of that professional effect. You got some clean audio, and that's it. And so hope that was of value. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. I'll see you soon.